Overqwil is one of the most deceptive 6-star raids there is. Now, at a first glance, it will look very easy, and in fact you may have soloed this without realizing how difficult this raid can be. The thing that makes this raid very dangerous is Fell Stinger. If you get the wrong allies, then Overqwil will knock one or two of them out with Fell Stinger and get a +3 in attack every time it does so. Now, the worst ally you can get is Weavile, but don't worry, with the Pokemon we're going to be using to take this out, it does not matter what NPC allies you get. Self-setup is very good against this raid because Overqwil does not clean you in the entire raid, and we are indeed going to thoroughly take advantage of that. That is what's going to allow us to beat this raid very easily. We're going to be using two unique ways to nullify the possible stat boosts that Overqwil is going to get. With all three of these builds, we're just assuming that Overqwil is going to get to +6, and that's fine. Two of the Pokemon we're going to be using, Dondozo and Quagsire, are unaware, which means the stat boosts that Overqwil gets are not going to matter. On top of that, since Overqwil doesn't clean you for the entire raid, we're not going to have that one turn where unaware isn't there, so we don't have to worry about that. The other way that we're going to use is Shell Armor. Shell Armor means that we're not going to get critical hit, and that's super important against a Pokemon with stat boosts, because when a Pokemon lands a critical hit, it ignores the stat boost that you have gotten. But since we're not going to get crit, our iron defenses on Cloyster are going to keep us safe. One last thing on these builds going forward, all three of these turn orders have one thing in common. Overqwil can use Toxic at 0% health and at 50% HP. If you get poisoned either of those times, go ahead and use a heal cheer to shake off that poisoning before going forward. Cloyster probably has the most complicated turn order, but I think it's probably the fastest and safest here as well. Again, at any time if you get poisoned, go ahead and use a heal cheer to shake it off. Overqwil is going to be spamming Crunch, so you probably don't have to worry about poisoning from Barrage. You're going to want to go ahead and start with 3 iron defenses, then you're going to use 2 Shell Smashes. That is going to take you to +4 on your special attack and attack. More importantly, it's also going to take you back down to -4 defense. That is why you are going to use Iron Defense one more time after doing the 2 Shell Smashes. Then you're going to use Shell Smash a third time, at which point you'll be at +5 attack and +6 special attack. Now, going forward, the next time you get a defense drop from Overqwil's Crunch, go ahead and use Iron Defense for a 5th time. Now, from here, it gets really easy. You're just going to go ahead and spam Ice Beam until you can Terrastallize, and once you can Terrastallize, you're going to go ahead and do that, Terrastallize and Turbo Spam Ice Beam for the win. Real quick before we move to the next build, Cloyster with Razor Shell is actually the best Cloyster build because Razor Shell has a 50% chance to lower the opponent's defense. So, by all means, you can make this Cloyster physical attacker instead of a special one and replace Ice Beam with Razor Shell, making Cloyster a Water Tera Type instead, and it will probably be the best build in this video. Again, every time you get badly poisoned, you are going to want to use a heal cheer, but you're going to start the raid with 7 curses. You're going to use 7 curses because if Overqwil is Intimidate, which it will be most of the time, if not all the time, then you're going to need an extra curse to get to +6. After that, you're going to spam Liquidation until you can Terrastallize. Then it's going to come that second time where you might get poisoned. Just be aware. After that, once you're at +6 attack, you're going to use Rain Dance. Once Rain is up and you are at plus attack, you're going to go ahead and Terrastallize and Turbo Spam Liquidation for the win. Quagsire is going to do almost the exact same thing as Dondozo. Quagsire is going to be using ground type moves, so Rain Dance isn't going to help. So obviously we're not going to be using Rain Dance. We're also going to be using Recover as our heal move. So like Dondozo at any time, or More specifically at 0% HP on turn 0 and at 50% HP. If you get badly poisoned, you're going to go ahead and heal cheer that off, but the first thing you're going to do is use Curse 7 times. At any point in the raid, if you do get below 50% HP, you are going to go ahead and use Recover just to stay healthy. Once you have 7 curses, you're going to go ahead and alternate between Earthquake and Recover until you can Terrasilize. Then you're going to Terrasilize and continue doing just that until you get the win. Smash that like button and subscribe.